Hi Brett, it's Nord. Hey listen, this is a much anticipated Brett Leather video. So there you are at Fugate Drum Technologies, and another order for 40 ginormous wind chimes comes in, and you need something as a to cover the striker and give yourself a little cushion on the striker. So maybe this is just the ticket. This is your Sailmaker's leather that you have. And I'm going to show you how we put that together a couple different ways. One, we're going to glue it, and a second way, what we're going to do is we're going to just cut it, sew it, and wet it, and then shrink it down onto the striker. Now this is my simulated striker here. It's a striker of some sort, but we're going to take this diameter. This is about let me see what I got. 2 3/4 inches. It's almost 3 inches. 2 3/4 inches. And so what I've done is I've just run pi times the diameter to get my circumference, and I come out with about 8.7 inches, 8.6364. So 8.7 inches. And so I need to have enough material to go around it and allow myself a little seam. I'm going to start with a 1-inch piece of leather, and I'm going to take a little piece of the scrap because the stuff's fairly expensive. So I'm going to take a little bit of this out here, and I've got a 1-inch bar, and I'm just going to mark both sides. Even though it's got a straight edge on one side, it's a little off, and so I'm going to mark both sides of that. There's the one side, and here's the other side of it. There we go. And I can see that I'm marking on the smooth face. It's a little much easier to mark than the back side. And I'm just going to take my knife now. A couple of different knives that will work. X-Acto knives certainly work well for you. This is just a Stanley type blade in here. And I'm going to cut that. So here we go. Let's see if we can get through it. Cuts pretty easy. I'm just keeping my eye on that line ahead of the line and doing that. There's actually a tool to do this, and I have one around here. I just can't put my hand on it. Once you have a straight edge, you cut the first straight edge. The tool is made to slide along at a certain distance so you can cut belts all the time. So if you got a leather shop there that like a Candy was the one we used to go to all the time. If you got a leather supply shop, they would have a little tool so that once you get it to this point with a straight edge, you can take it and you just draw the tool along here. You set it for 1 inch and draw it down, and it'll cut belts all day long. So once you get into production, that would be the way that I would want to cut them. And the tool is a very simple little $8 or $9 tool. It just holds a blade in it and slices it down. I'm just following along, keeping my eye ahead of the blade and making a pretty good cut. That looks pretty good. Now it's already got a little slice on here that would be a type of splice that we could make. I would make it a little longer than that, maybe twice as long. So I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But what that does is that allows us to glue that edge together, and so when it hits, it's not hitting on that kind of an edge where it would just be straight. So it's not hitting on that. All right. We've got that, and let's take and go from there. Go ahead and shut it off for a second for me.